They glanced at the two and immediately ran away awkwardly. After all, it is a prestigious university. There are still relatively few shameless rascals in there. They are mostly high-achieving students with good qualities. Hurry up and let go. If you keep holding on so tightly, my waist is about to be crushed into a paper-thin piece. Watching that boy run away in a flash, leaving no trace. Lu Hang complained while let out a dull grunt. He moved with lightning speed, like a bear wrapped around a tree. Kingling's belt was forcefully yanked down. "You devil, are you trying to suffocate me?" Lu Hang finally broke free from his shackles. He took a deep breath as if carrying a heavy burden, as if that fresh air. It is the Danlin he desires the most at this moment. As the oxygen continuously flows into the lungs, he originally had chubby cheeks. It gradually regained its normal color. Walking. When did I become your girlfriend? Kingling hugged him from behind once again, whispered sweetly in his ear. Hi there. This is just to help you solve the problem. Don't think too much. Lu Hang feels a bit awkward at this moment. Just when I said that. Didn't think it through. In a moment of panic, I just blurted it out. Kingling spoke in an extremely seductive voice. Whispered in his ear. You could say that. This time, Lu Hang did not refute. Did not refuse either. I agreed immediately. This not only resolves unnecessary troubles. Moreover, Lu Hang has a bit of selfishness. Then what if another girl bothers you in the future? You should tell her too. You have a girlfriend now. Kingling patted her chest. There was a hint of command in the tone. I understand. Lu Hang looked at Kingling in silence for a moment. Nodded in agreement. Let's go. My boyfriend. Kingling excitedly took Lu Hang's hand, walking towards the road ahead, although it deviated slightly from the plan. But fortunately, the outcome is good. You can never escape my grasp. Don't misunderstand. Just a shield. Lu Hang stubbornly explained one sentence. It was as if to conceal his current state. An uncontrollable heart. Sooner or later it will become real. Kingling lowered her head, mumbled softly in the dark. There was a hint of obsession and madness in his eyes. In the evening, Lu Hang returned to the dormitory. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. I'm exhausted. How's it? What are you doing? Lu Hang looked on in surprise. Liu Heitao is doing push-ups. It shouldn't really count as a push-up. But in, gently comforting the earth. Then she greedily fell to the ground. This isn't when we had dinner a few days ago. Are you stimulated? Now I swear I need to lose weight. A few days ago, it was said to be the last day of relaxation. So we start practicing today. Zhang Jiyuan glanced at Liu Heitao beside him. Said disdainfully, well, that's fine too. Do this kind of push-up. I have also made over 1,000. It's ready. Lu Hang encouragingly said to Liu Heitao. The latter revealed a embarrassed smile. He has only done 2. This is not what I saw. Someone has returned. Slogan in my mouth. It has become more than 1,000. Hurry up and pull it out. You still have 48 tasks left. Not up to standard. Ban. Zhao Wan was exerting effort on one side. Patted him on the shoulder. Urged loudly. I have no strength left. If you come again, I will die. Liu Heitao looked dispirited, just lying on the ground, staying completely still. How's it? Look at Lu Hang. Looking at him, Zhao Wan pointed at Lu Hang, shouted at him. Bai Liqi has risen. Only Liu Heitao appeared, took a glance at Lu Hang. Suddenly, violence erupted. Another round has begun, kindly comforting the earth. This, not, bro, blind head. Lu Hang looked at the rapidly comforting earth. Liu Heitao suddenly felt something behind him. A sense of crisis emerged. It's okay. Just that. Has become mentally exhausted. Zhao Wang explained to the astonished Lu Hang. This way. Go for it, Taozi. Lu Hang didn't know how to evaluate. But with this heart, it is still very encouraging. Although he still felt, it's a bit dangerous for me. Din 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 din. Suddenly, the phone received a message. A message from Yi Qingling. Yi Qingling. All right. Have you arrived at the dorm? I want to make a video. The phone is calling you. I want to see you. Lu Yu too. Wait a moment. I'll take a shower first. I'll call you later. Yi Qingling. Sigh. Can't it be like last time? Are you taking a shower while on the phone? Lu Yutu. Don't think about it. Yi Qingling. I am your girlfriend. Lu Yutu. Fake. Just a shield. Yi Qingling. My dear miser. Penny pincher. Miser. Penny pincher. He directly sent half of the phone's screen. Miser. He expresses his dissatisfaction at this moment. Lu Yutu. If you keep making noise, I won't even send you any information later. Threatening smile. Yi Qingling. I was wrong. The little cat pleaded. He instantly gave in. If he doesn't see Lu Hang for an entire night, he will go crazy due to extreme lack of terrestrial aviation energy. Lu Yutu. All right. I'll call you after I finish my shower. Translation error. Hurry up. The kitten delivers flowers. Dad. Brothers. Does anyone want to take a shower? Lu Hang casually asked. If no one wants to wash it, just go wash it yourself. If someone wants to wash it, just wait a moment. After all, I'm the last one to return to the dormitory. It's getting late. It is already 9:30 in the evening. It's nothing. Hangji, you can go wash up first. I do push-ups. Not done yet. Liu Heitao. Bayan Wai Wang the Great. Bayan raised his head, looking towards Lu Hang's dream of being born. I understand. You go ahead. I'll stay with Taozi first. First, finish the push-ups. Zhao Wan's actions. It's very standard. And talk a little while doing it. There is no impact. He is indeed a muscle man. I have watched it. Translation error. Zhang Diyuan is playing a game. Quickly turn around. He glanced at Lu Hang and said, Okay. Lu Hang wasn't polite either. There's no need to be polite. It's all about photography. Actually, he feels that. I feel quite lucky. I met these few easy-going people, and it is comparatively normal photography. After all, before, I have been seeing it online. Some photography, not showering every day. On the bed, the quilt is covered in mold. There are still some. Grinding teeth while sleeping. Fart. Dahan. That snore. Like a sound and image drilling machine. Buzzing. There are still a few. A dormitory. 4 rooms, 7 groups. This is too outrageous. This is also Lu Hang. Why go to university? One reason to live off campus. He is really scared. But fortunately, his photography, none of these problems exist. Everyone gets along well. Everything is making Lu Hang anxious. I don't really want to leave. However, it's more convenient to live outside. Yi Qingling will come over at any time. He does not deny. I have indeed become a bit addicted to him, especially when going to sleep at night. Soft and cuddly to hold. Especially comfortable. Never mind the time. This is the 4th day of military training. 3 days left. You can apply to move out now. Military training is unavoidable. You must live on campus. But afterwards, you can apply to live off campus now. The school should refund my accommodation fee, right? After all, that's a few $100s. Continuing, he placed his phone on the table. Then the clothes were ready. Just went to the washroom. Start taking a shower. Man. Hongji, your phone. Lu Hang just finished washing his hair and the bathroom door. Just knocked. Zhang Jiyuan's voice. It was transmitted in Pon. Lu Hang voiced his confusion. At this moment, who else would call him? Kindling. It should be sister-in-law. Zhang Jiyuan glanced at the other person's name and profile picture. He said uncertainly, after all those who have met him. But I didn't know. What is his name? I rarely come into contact with it. This demon. I knew it was him. Surely they won't let it go easily. Lu Hang muttered a curse under his breath. Then a crack in the bathroom door was opened. Reaching out my hand, said, "Sorry for the trouble. Give it to me." Good. Zhang Jiyuan, after handing the phone to Lu Hang, then leave the balcony. Back in the dormitory, Lu Hang locked the door again. I glanced at my phone. Fortunately, it's a voice call. He then connected the call. Han, you must have finished your shower. Kingling's mischievous voice. A voice came from the other end of the phone. It has only been 3 minutes. Guess whether I finished washing. Lu Hang suppressed the anger in his heart, gritted his teeth and asked, I guess you must have finished washing. Kingling pondered for a moment, then laughed excitedly. Grandfather, grandfather, grandfather. Don't think I don't know. What are you thinking? Tsai. I don't know. He on the other side of the phone. The corners of the mouth lift. Everyone has to follow after that. He certainly knows. Lu Hang hasn't finished showering yet. He knows him too well, even going to the bathroom. How long will it take? Everything is clear as day. Can you say? Lu Hang stood in front of him. There are no secrets at all. He just doesn't know it himself. Rather say, he calculated the time perfectly. He called on purpose. It's all for giving Lu Hang a surprise. If you dare to call again, you can sleep alone tonight. Lu Hang's tone threatened fiercely. Which day for me? Not sleeping alone. I'm almost losing sleep. Kingling pouted and muttered in dissatisfaction. Panla. Lu Hang was too lazy to waste more words with him. Let's continue with this bath. Not half an hour. Can't wash it all. Outside, there are still others who haven't washed yet. Listening to that sound. Bip. Sound. Is Kingling unhappy? He whispered firmly. One day. Translation error. But in the time that followed, he obediently didn't make another call. Translation error. He is afraid of Lu Hang later. Really not going to make a video. The phone is ringing. So he tonight. I'm really going to lose sleep. Lu Hang finished his shower. I also made a video in a casual manner. Call Kingling. The phone rang almost instantly. It was connected. Han, you finally finished your shower. I waited for Huedu. Thank you. Kingling she, propping his head up with one hand on the bed, complained in a wrong manner. Who is to blame for this? If it weren't for you. Suddenly, a phone call came in. I already finished washing up. Lu Hang was washing clothes, while rebutting angrily. Isn't there a washing machine? Why are you still hand-washing clothes? Kingling watched Lu Hang's actions. Asked in doubt, that washing machine. You can't just mix underwear and socks. Let's throw it into wash together. Don't tell me. You are all thrown into the washing machine. Lu Han frowned. She looked at Yi Qingling with disdain and said, Yi Qingling heard these words. In an instant I became defiant. Immediately retorted, How is that possible? I am more than this. I put on some clothes. It's all hand-washed, okay? Really, you are so hard-working. Lu Hang looked at her with suspicion. It seems to be coming from her face. Noticing some clues. After all, her understanding of Yi Qingling. In the presence of a washing machine, she hand-washes her intimate clothing. But even the clothes are hand-washed. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. Lu Hang is already in his heart. Give her a definitive conclusion. Hey, what are you looking at? If you look again, I'll gouge your eyes out. Yi Qingling had a look of, a fierce expression, to cover up the current sense of insecurity, although she does indeed do her own laundry. But those would make her wash by hand. They were all stolen from the aviation corps. It is the uniform of Lu Hang. The reason for hand washing. It's because she goes out every night. It drips with drool on top. Must wash. But using a washing machine, she felt that she could not hold on to Lu Hang, the original flavor, so it can only be hand-washed. Now, Lu Hang has a scrutinizing expression. It made her feel indescribable emotions. It's a bit vague. Who said the night lacks the scent of Lu Hang? Can't sleep at all. Just listening to the sound of breathing isn't enough. Not enough at all. Yi Qingling thought to herself, getting angry over just a few words. I'm not going to chat with you anymore. As he spoke, Lu Hang was about to reach out to hang up the phone, but Yi Qingling's urgent voice, It has been spread. By Hang, I was wrong. It's wrong, don't hang up. I beg you. She blinked her big, watery eyes. A face full of pleading. Look at Lu Hang. Given your sincerity. I'll hang up for now. Lu Hang cleared his throat a couple of times. He replied with feigned seriousness. Although she originally, I don't want to hang up either. It was just to scare her a little. I didn't expect that. I really fell into the trap. Then she continued washing her underwear and socks. Yi Qingling watched her through the screen. When will the military training end? I really want to stay by Lu Hang's side. Not like now. We can only communicate through video calls. Only then can I see her. You look so cool doing the laundry. Yi Qingling. She propped her head up with one hand. Looking at her, he said with a lovesick expression, Of course. When am I not handsome? Lu Hang did not hold back her praise. Instead, they proudly lifted their head. My boyfriend is the most handsome. Yi Qingling. Two little feet are raised, happily colliding with each other. Don't talk nonsense. Just a shield. Lu Hang had a serious expression. Pointing at Yi Qingling, he warned. But soon after, she turned her head again. He asked casually, although it is said to be a shield. But from a certain perspective, I suppose so. After speaking, she pretended to hang up the clothes. But the corner of my eye, but nervously, secretly glancing at her. Always pay attention to her reactions. Only Yi Qingling appeared. Didn't say anything. It just seems especially happy. With her little feet up, a rhythmic tap. This made Lu Hang, the heart that just hung in suspense. It's been slightly lowered. What kind of girl do you like? Yi Qingling smiled with full anticipation and asked, at the same time intentionally, to show off her pretty face, facing the screen, inched a bit closer. That appearance, it seemed to silently announce. HMPH. Isn't that obvious? Of course, it's none other than me. However, facing her, such an obvious hint. Lu Hang just said, gave her a glance. A voice surged up from within, quite bold, and some mischievous thoughts. She hesitated for a moment. Then he said, "Sure. Well, what about me? I prefer that kind of body shape. A petite and delicate girl, and their personality should be particularly gentle. That works. The most crucial point is that it must be an airport." Hehe. Speak. The corners of her mouth slightly lifted, revealing a sly smile. This statement, it sounds just like, specifically targeting kindling, and what is generally said, because no matter whether it's from height, still looking at physical characteristics, kindling, all are ideal types described by Lu Hang, completely opposite. The air at this moment, it seemed to freeze in an instant, between the two, caught in a wave of emotion, in the awkward silence. Lu Hang, I finally, once again for you, opportunity to reorganize language. Her voice contained, already lost the past. Like honey, sweet melody, replaced by, is an unstoppable force, violence in the air, and a very desperate situation. I only saw her furrowed brows, tightly wrinkled together. It felt as if two deep lines were carved into the forehead, and those two, originally clear and bright eyes, at this moment, but is filled with heart-pounding paranoia, with intense madness. She absolutely cannot tolerate it. From the mouth of Lu Hang, say anyone, a person completely opposite to her, even if it's just insignificant, a slight difference. Absolutely not, because in her heart, already determined, Lu Hang's inner thoughts, the person cherished deep within, only oneself, whether it truly exists, still merely existing in fantasy. It must be so. Anyone, anything, no one can shake her resolve. In the heart of the aviation crew, unique status, even if it's a fake, it won't work. What are you doing? Just kidding, right? I'm angry. Lu Hang is now, feeling a bit guilty. After spending this time together, he discovered, kindling, once she is called by her full name, that must have been deeply frustrating. It is usually, call her Hang Hang. When feeling a bit angry, then they would call her a pighead. Please say that again. What kind of girl do you like? Kindling, just short of being physical, forced her. That paranoid and fierce gaze, it seemed as if it was saying, as long as you dare to speak about others, then your little life, just forget it. You. It's you. All right then. Lu Hang raised his hands. Make a look like a head craftsman. Answered helplessly. It is indeed her. He didn't lie about that. Alpa. I knew it was me. You must like me. Kindling. It was as if it had transformed into a different face in an instant. That violent feeling just now vanished in an instant. It has changed back to how it was before, that obedient look. Lu Hang is really now. There is a strange illusion. It's just her. After growing closer, she seems to have a certain kind of, the desire to possess is growing stronger. No, it shouldn't be. Lu Hang quickly shook his head. It seems we need to take these. Strange illusion, like throwing it out of one's mind. After all such things. It has happened before. It's just not like this now. Strong. Moreover, Kindling looked at Lu Hang's expression at that moment. Unintentionally, a wicked smile appeared. She knows it herself, as the two of them, growing closer to oneself, seems to have changed. It's getting stranger and stranger. But she can't control herself. I don't want to control it either. Lu Hang can only belong to her, regardless of the physical aspect. It's still psychological. At this moment, Lu Hang is also. The clothes are washed. Wiped the body dry. Then took out the phone. Wearing headphones, climbed onto the bed. Then the two of them. After chatting for a while again, time passed quickly, but with a faint sound of the lights being turned off, sounding. Inside the dormitory, once again plunged into darkness. All right, it's getting late. Go to bed early. Good night. Good night. Purred Yi Qingling's response. Lu Hang then. He took off his headphones. Close your eyes and start to sleep. Yi Qingling hugged her clothes, smelling the faint scent above, the scent that belongs to her, listening to that reassuring sound of breathing, and closed his eyes. Fell asleep. Time passes like a fleeting play. In the blink of an eye it passed. Military training for 7 days. It has also come to the last day. It is to showcase the results of military training. When marching in formation, an entire morning, Lu Hang is raising the flag at the front of the team, marching in step. Various shouts whenever there are senior students, or perhaps a teacher. When the leader passed by, he would always greet the team loudly. There are several who are a bit timid. I was taken aback. This made him feel the sense of accomplishment after a prank. But still it couldn't withstand. Continuous cries. He felt his throat. I'm already about to lose my voice. The afternoon sky, for some reason, it's getting a bit dark. It feels like the sun is hidden behind dark clouds. But clearly, the weather forecast predicts a sunny day. But now, finally arrived, when it truly showcases the results of military training. I can't say either. If it's cancelled, then it's cancelled. After the morning rehearsal and a week of hard training, classmates, with full enthusiasm, with high spirits and determination, to the school leadership, the teachers and parents showcased their military training results. Finally, arriving at the aviation class, the performance is about to begin. He stays awake at the front of the team, a bit nervous. Hold the flag tight. I have already started to sweat a little. After all, this concerns everyone. The effort we've put in all along, the success of military training. First, it was a split performance. Coming towards us is students of Class 3 in Business Administration in the name of military training. Yang Qingchun's episode. Voices of slogans. Ambitions reach beyond boundaries. With this statement from the host, Lu Hang led his classmates, marching in unison, shouting loud slogans, passed through the podium in order. Hang hang. Yi Qingling was in the crowd. I spotted Lu Hang at a glance. 2 eyes seem light and emit light. Looked at him with excitement. So handsome. Looking at that handsome and upright figure, he couldn't help but stare in astonishment. Displayed a love-struck smile. Oh, right, right. My helicopter album. It's time for the Yuan of the taxing again. He quickly took out his phone. Focus aligned. Lu Hang just went on a shooting spree. Qingling, what are you filming? So excited. Chu Wan Ning ta det Yi Qingling's hem. Stand on tiptoe. I just want to see her holding her phone. What are you doing? Taking a picture of my husband. Yi Qingling was excited. Blurted it all out. The movements of the hands. Still not stopping. This is by her side. Other classmates. Everyone was so shocked that their mouths fell open. Everyone looked at her. This husband. No way. So beautiful. Cannot escape either. Do you have a crush on handsome guys? No, you didn't check the forum, did you? Leader ahead. That boy. It seems to be her boyfriend. Listening to the voices of discussion around. Ye kindling. I just feel extremely happy. This way many people know her. She is Lu Hang's girlfriend. You annoying flies. There's also the heart-stealing cat. Everyone just get out of my way. Their footsteps, resolute and powerful. The slogans echoed deafeningly, displayed a positive spirit. Team spirit and collaboration. The host on stage. Looking at Lu Hang, they praised him. Although this is every class. But it still ignited the students' fighting spirit. The renovation has reached a new level. Next is the military boxing performance. Classmates move in unison. Strong and powerful. It seems to showcase the gallant demeanor of soldiers. In their eyes, filled with confidence and determination, made one feel their resilience and perseverance. Next is the column transformation performance. The classmates used clever row transformations, formed various patterns and designs. Long live the motherland, united as one. Wait, they expressed their love for their homeland and the pursuit of unity. Finally, the performance is complete. Lu Hang led the team, also marching in step, leaving the direction of the podium. I have returned to my rightful place. I'm so nervous. Liu Heitao, sitting behind Lu Hang, let out a deep breath. Relaxed. Yes. Finally, it's over. Lu Hang was sitting on the horse-drawn carriage. Also deeply exhaled a sigh. I couldn't help but agree. That tense and rigid feeling just now, suddenly dissipating with reluctance. Hang Ji, you just did really well. This time's military training model soldier. Absolutely have you. Liu Heitao patted Lu Hang on the shoulder and praised him. Sigh, what does it matter if you're a model worker or not? I am now. Just want to get home quickly. These past few days. I'm exhausted. Lu Hang sighed helplessly. The voice carried a hint of hoarseness. It's okay. After the performance ends, after the principal and the others finished the meeting, then we can go home. Today happens to be Friday, and stay home for a weekend. How refreshing. Liu Heitao lifted his head. He said excitedly, Sorry, I can't assist with that. Don't you live on campus either? Lu Hang curiously asked. As for myself, a few days ago, when chatting in the dormitory at night, I already talked to them. After the military training is over, so I moved off campus. Speaking of this night chat, Lu Hang, I just feel like laughing a bit. From the Baikal Plain, talked about the 3 bookstores. Finally, also regarding the patterns between countries around the world. The topic has ended. Really is. It's too high. Not available. It's just that my home is in Heicheng, and it's very close to the school. Weekend holiday. We can go back and stay for 2 days. Then why don't you just live at home? Why still stay in the dorm? There are elders in the family. Living at home, every day being controlled. I can't guess. It does seem that way. Lu Hang nodded. Express understanding. After all, the memories of being led by Yi King at the consulate, stay in the mind. In the end, I really couldn't take it anymore. Just moved out secretly by myself. But now, he has given up. But since you are afraid to manage it, why the weekend? Returning back. Sigh. After all, it's home. Although I want to leave, but I still can't help but feel the warmth of home. These words struck a chord in Lu Hang's heart. Wanting to leave, but I don't want to leave. Home, he said. He lifted his head to look at. Leading the team ahead is Yi King. Lu Hang is in class 3. He is from class 4. So just as Lu Hang finished, they arrived at Yi King's class. Yi King lay. It seems to be his gaze. There is a natural perception. He also turned his head to look over, gave him a sweet smile. That, Lu Hang said firmly. He immediately took out his phone. A photo was taken of Yi King. Sent it to that. In the group of a loving family, except for his parents. Yi King's parents. It's also inside. At that moment he noticed. It turns out Yi King led. I had long kept his photo. It's sent up. There is information about Yi Bai and Yi Jun underground. Yi Bai, it's been a long time since I last saw Xiao Hang. You've become more handsome, haven't you? In high spirits. Yi Jun, it gives me a feeling of my younger days. Yi Bai, speechless. Of course, this is a photo taken by Yi King of the aviation unit. It also attracted comments from Lai Baining and the Lu family. Lai Baining. Lin Ling is also. With grace and elegance. Loved it, loved it. Lu family. Smelly brat compared to my family. Much more beautiful. But you love it, you love it. Where did you learn that from? Lu she patted Lai Baining. Then he was blown up. Lu family. Lai Baining. How is it? Me and our unit. The new little girl is learning. Lu Hang. Why don't you give it a try first? Take your name. The flower blossoms for you. Be cautious. Lu family. Exactly, exactly. Lai Baining. You, the one who wields the sword across the world. It's not much better. This military training. Successful showcase conference. Officially concluded. Next, let's welcome the chief instructor of this military training to speak. The host on stage handed the microphone to the chief instructor. Then I am very honored. Witnessed it. The growth of each student. But the chief instructor said. About 10 minutes. Above the sky, suddenly dark clouds gathered. A clap of thunder. Suddenly it rang out, echoing in the sky. Students at the scene can't help but feel a bit anxious. This signifies it might rain soon, but it just showed a sunny day. Moreover, it is the result of military training, exhibition competition, so there are few people carrying umbrellas. Not long after, the sky had already begun to drizzle lightly. Many people were present. Already lowered my head and sneaked away. Classmates, ending ceremony of military training. Not finished yet. This is also a part of military training. If even this little bit of hardship, if you can't eat it all, then we have military training regarding the results of the peace talks. If you feel unwell, feeling unwell, reporting to the instructor. The instructor is responsible. Take them to the infirmary. After the chief instructor on stage finished speaking, Bayan took the lead and stepped forward, walked to the front of the podium. With classmates, let's get drenched in the rain together. Next, let's welcome our high university president. Come to give a speech, the chief instructor said. Then put down the microphone. Handed it to the principal beside him. He also stood up as a role model. Together with everyone, we share the same thunder. Another challenge. The deafening sound of thunder erupted. A bright flash of lightning. Cutting through the sky, the surroundings flashed in an instant. Splashing sound. And so they gradually grew up. But the speeches of the leaders on stage, but one after another. Lu Hang glanced over. Yi King sighed. I found her hair, the upper half of the military training uniform. It's already wet. It seems there are still a few drops of rain. Brushed across her cheek. Drip down. Seeing Lou hang, I can't help but feel a bit worried. Does it? I'll step out for a moment. The teacher asked. Just say I'm going to the bathroom. Lou Hang quickly stood up. Holding the stool under my feet, he rushed towards Yi Kingling. It's good that they are all in the teen. Near the end. And because rainy scene, it's a bit chaotic. So not many people noticed her. How did you come here? Yi Kingling looked on in surprise. Lou Hang asked, but the joy in their eyes cannot be contained. I see you're about to get drenched like a chicken in the rain. Lou Hang quickly put on the military training jacket he had on, took off the clothes. Translation error. Because she is the representative for military training, so we must wear the military training jacket. As for the other students, then there's no need. So basically, no one wears the military training jacket here. Yi Kingling is the same. Dislike the heat. Then you would be drenched like a rat, right? Yi Kingling took off the coat that was covering her head, stubbornly staring at Lou Hang. And then, your physique is better than yours. Don't catch a cold tomorrow. Aren't I the one who's troubled? Lou Hang stubbornly put on his coat once again. Translation error. Then you got caught in the rain too. You are drenched. Translation error. Yi Kingling stubbornly pulled off the military training jacket from her head. I really can't do anything about you. Lou Hang let out a helpless sigh. Then he placed the stool behind Yi Kingling. He sat down directly. Just like that, the two of them, in front and behind, almost right next to. Together they held the coat to shelter from the rain. Fortunately, Yi Kingling was sitting at the back. No one noticed them. Otherwise, that would be too awkward. Is it done? Lou Hang slightly lowered his head. The gaze fell before me. Yi Kingling's body. She asked with a hint of helplessness in her tone. Sinsen. Yi Kingling looked up. Those beautiful eyes. Looking at her affectionately. The tenderness in the eyes. As if it could melt everything. That gentle tenderness like flowing water. Enthralling and enchanting. At this moment, deep within her heart, surging with endless emotion and joy. These emotions, like the tide, difficult to restrain. This unique tenderness she longs for, can have forever. Lonely treasure, become a treasure in life. If you feel cold, just lean closer to me, Lou Hang said softly. At the same time, extend your hand. Gently, Yi Kingling fell into his embrace, moved a little closer. Her movements, gentle and natural, filled with a sense of care. Yi Kingling's face, revealing a playful smile. A sparkling light shimmered in the eyes. Teased. Sen, aren't you afraid? Did someone see it? I won't. We're at the end, right? No one will come to look. Lou Hang shook his head firmly. For some reason she felt in her heart there's a strange thought. That means letting everyone saw this scene. Let everyone know. It is her by her side. So she is not afraid. Being seen by others. It's better to say. It's better to be seen. Zinxing. You feel so warm and comfortable. Yi Kingling was like a little cat, dragging my feet backward, leaning a bit, stuck to her chest, gently rubbing against. Due to time constraints, military training marksman awards ceremony temporarily cancelled. Afterwards, a class was brought back to receive this military training success presentation conference. This is the end. Everyone exit in an orderly manner. As the host on stage announced the end, the students in the audience In an instant they scattered, ran anxiously to take shelter from the rain wherever there is cover. Lu Hang and Yi Qingling were no exception. Take the horse brake. Quickly ran to. It is raining next to a classroom building. It's already a sea of people here. People are everywhere seeking shelter from the rain. It seemed unusually crowded. My hair is all wet. Lu Hang looked at her. A wet head of hair said, then helped Yi Qingling to lift it up. A strand of embroidered hair blocking my forehead. Yi Qingling smiled sweetly, a heart full of happiness. Let's go home when the rain stops. Lu Hang gently rubbed her hair. Gentle gaze, and gazing intently at her, softly and quietly expressed their thoughts. Upon hearing this, Yi Qingling trembled slightly. A hint of confusion appeared on her face. Murmured to oneself, returning home? Obviously, regarding this sudden proposal, she felt a bit surprised and at a loss. Lu Hang saw this, explained in an intentionally plain manner. Yes, the military training has ended. Don't you want to go home? Next, we have a whole 2 days of the weekend. You can take a good rest. Relax a bit. Speak up. She paused for a moment. It seems like I remember something important. Then added, oh, right. Of course. If you prefer staying at school, that's totally fine too. Everything is up to you. After all, everyone has different preferences. However, I am going back. In the end, Lu Hang intentionally shifted his gaze into the distance. Pretend to be indifferent, but in reality, her heart was already in a state of tension. Ethan, I am a bit afraid of her rejection. Yi Qingling almost immediately understood the profound meaning in aviation discourse. What is being referred to here? Home, not a family home in the ordinary sense, but specifically refers to, located in Heicheng, a warm little nest that belongs only to the two of them. Thinking of this, Ahmud suddenly became extremely excited. The originally confused gaze suddenly radiated a bright glow, like the brilliant stars in the night sky. Unable to suppress the inner feelings, joyful Yi Qingling, can't wait, responded loudly. Return. I want to go home. At this moment she, full of joy, evident beyond words, because she knew clearly. This time, Lu Hang took the initiative to invite her home, instead of being at her own request. This cannot be expressed. Her meticulously planned scheme, gradually moving towards. Lu Hang also let out a sigh of relief. We'll go back when the rain stops. She is feeling inside now. I'm also a bit happy. Unbeknownst to Wen, she can no longer live without him. Yi Qingling excitedly nodded. Evening. Then I can sleep holding Hang Hang. So happy, so happy, so happy. Hey, boom. Suddenly, a deafening roar echoed. Sudden loud sound, as if wanting to embrace the entire world, like being torn apart. In an instant, a dazzling and striking lightning, like a sharp sword, pierced the heavens, instantly illuminated the dim sky. Immediately after that, a thunderous roar filled the air, echoing from all directions, like 1,000 galloping horses. Heart-stirring sounds echo. With the sound of this thunder, the originally drizzling rain suddenly, it turned into a torrential downpour. Big raindrops, pouring down densely, smashed fiercely into the ground. The sound crackled and popped. The sound of rumbling. That voice, like the sound of war drums resounding, like 1,000 troops charging into battle. Majestic grandeur, chilling. The howling wind swept by, blow those away. Some classmates in front were caught off guard. Caught off guard. became an innocent victim of this sudden downpour. Their clothes instantly drenched. Wet hair clings to the face, in a state of utter disarray. Some people trying to find a place to hide. But unfortunately, the wind and rain were too fierce. Only rely on oneself. Soaked by the rain. Check in. There are still some people. Then simply give up resistance. Ran away directly in the rain, feeling the unique baptism brought by nature. This rain has been falling for 7 days of military training. It turned out to be a buddy. I want to go home. It still scared me. When the time comes, no, don't come. When it shouldn't have come. Here it comes. It is our dormitory. It rained for a full 7 days. I didn't expect that. Today has arrived. Heaven wants to destroy me. Is the rain god coming? Cold, icy rain, slapping carelessly on the face. There were many people at the scene. They have already started complaining. To be honest, this rain has indeed arrived. This is such bad timing. Lu Heng hurriedly brought Yi Qingling, held it in her embrace. Reduce the rain intensity. Attack on her. Sing. This won't work. It's raining too heavily. Can't stop at all. Yi Qingling turned her head. He looked at her seriously and said, "The key is, there's no way to do it like this. No one has an umbrella. Cannot go back either." Lu Heng replied helplessly, "Where is the umbrella? Let's go buy one." Yi Qingling pointed to a distant shop. The small convenience store said, but at that moment in the convenience store, it is already overcrowded. Forget it. Too far away. Could it be you still got caught in the rain? Lu Heng checked the distance. At least over 100 meters. It feels like there's more to it. It's okay, go ahead. Give me the jacket. I'm blocking the rain. Hurry and run over. Yi Qingling's gaze, he said seriously, and also carried a hint of looking forward to it. Actually, when I heard I could. When returning home with Lu Heng, he could no longer hold back. I just want to get home quickly. This way. Then I can stick close to him without any restraint. Things related to making love. What is heavy rain? Nothing at all. The most important thing is to stick together. Forget it. There's no need to hurry. Wait until he is a bit smaller. It's never too late to go back. Lu Heng patiently advised. The key is in the body. Is it uncomfortable being all wet? Yi Qingling stuck to the hem of his clothes. Rub together. There's a bit of water stain. I can see it now. Lu Heng glanced over. The two of them were in wet clothes. I also know. Stayed a little longer. That's not a solution either. Sooner or later, I will catch a cold. Suddenly held onto someone with an excited face. Yi Qingling said, "Then I'll go buy it. Stay here." Speaking, he put on his clothes, just about to run away. But Yi Qingling, she grabbed him right away, said eagerly, I'm going. Stay here." Then he didn't give Lu Heng a chance to speak at all. Put on that coat. Translation error. Just rushed out. Liu Hang was shouting at him from behind. They all seemed to turn a blind eye. Sai, why are you running so fast? Liu Hang watched his back. Translation error. Yi Qingling. After rushing into this convenience store, it is already overcrowded here. Many students are hiding here from the rain. Umbrellas on the shelf. It's also missing half. But there are still several that no one is buying. Can be used. Just as he reached out, as I was getting ready to grab 2 umbrellas, suddenly a beam of light, a thought flashed through his mind. He smirked slightly, then retracted a hand. I only took a medium-sized umbrella. Going to check out. Just buy an umbrella. This way I can share an umbrella with Hang Hang. Sticking together on the road. Ping. Eta. Thinking of this, his saliva. It all seems like it's about to spill from the corners of my mouth. How much is this umbrella, boss? 25th. It has been swept away. Yi Kingling adjusted the accounts. He opened the umbrella, looked up for a glance. He nodded in satisfaction, just enough to accommodate one person. Accommodate two people. It's just too small. Such a size. For him. Just right. He then opened his umbrella, quickened their pace. Back by Lu Hang's side. I bought an umbrella. Let's go. But why don't you buy two umbrellas? And this umbrella is just too small, isn't it? Lu Hang frowned and looked towards. Someone named Yi Kingling, the white umbrella on top, complained. He first pondered awkwardly for a moment. Then he spoke earnestly. Oh dear, when I went there, there's only this last one left. You should take a look too. How many people are buying on this rainy day? That is true. What you said makes sense. Lu Hen looked around. So many people on this rainy day. Only a single umbrella remains. It makes sense emotionally and logically. Let's hurry and go. Yi Kingling was excited and was about to, pulling Lu Hang away. He is now. Just want to get home quickly. Sleeping with Lu Hang. Wait a moment. I'll call a car. This rainy day is not good either. Just walk back directly. Lu Hang explained. He quickly took out his phone. Start calling for a ride. But there hasn't been any response from the vehicles for a long time. Sinsen. How much longer? I waited for about 5 minutes. Yi Kingling sat on the horse gate. Impatiently urged. Don't rush. It might be because the rain is too heavy, so there are fewer cars available for orders. Ding Dan, your order has been accepted. Please wait at the main entrance of Heicheng University. Lu Hang comforted with a few words. Just at that moment, someone has taken the order. It's just distance. It's a bit far here. There is a 2-kilometer. And on the navigation. There were many along the way. They are all red. Clearly, there is a severe blockage. Someone has taken the order. Let's hurry over there. Sit up straight. Let's go. When we arrived at the school gate, the car should be about here now. Lu Hang nodded, agreed to it. But Yi Kingling picked up two. The horse trap is clamped at the waist. Suddenly, the umbrella opened. Translation error. Sinsen. Hurry over here. Let's go, let's go. Lu Hang looked at the size of the umbrella. He said casually, Let me hold the umbrella. You are holding the horse brake. Speaking, he took it from his hand, took the umbrella, propped up on the heads of both. Ava. Yi Kingling let out a soft laugh. Her lively eyes, shining with joyful radiance. Blossoming flowers in spring, generally brilliant and colorful, radiating on the face, uncontrollable excitement, joyfully shouting, Let's go. Going home. They walked side by side, stepping into that realm. In a curtain of rain as fine as silk, raindrops fell gently from the sky, tapping the umbrella in hand, emit a crisp and pleasant sound, as if nature is playing a symphony, a beautiful melody. That umbrella, it's like moving pieces, colorful mushroom cloud, swaying gracefully in the rain. As time goes by, more and more rainwater gathers. On the umbrella's surface formed a series of the crystal clear little water column. These water columns along the bones of the umbrella, gently flowing down, like a string of pearl necklaces, shining with a captivating glow. The rain poured down like a shower, pouring down between heaven and earth, as if shrouded by a massive curtain of water. Lu Hang tightly grasped the umbrella, afraid that the rain will, dampening the leaves beside me, kindling. He carefully opened the umbrella, leaned towards him, completely disregarding half of his body, soaked by the cold rain. He kindling was sharp, realized all of this. A warmth surged in my heart. He gently pushed the umbrella handle, trying to restore balance. But just a moment later, that umbrella was just like before, once again leaned towards him. Yi Qingling frowned slightly, pouting lips. At this moment, the originally gentle face appeared stern, due to anger, and appears particularly adorable, like a puffed-up little bun. Allah, hold me. His voice is crisp and bright, carrying a kind of unquestionable determination and decisiveness. Lu Hangwenyang, stunned in an instant, staring wide-eyed in shock. A look of disbelief covered his face. Unconsciously, in my mouth, let out a surprised sound. Oh dear! Seeing Lu Hang's stunned expression, Yi Qingling, stamping his feet in frustration, he reached out and lifted his arm. A tight hug just surrounded the energy, her slender shoulders. Then he quickly withdrew, in the warm embrace of Lu Hang. You see, in this way, we are stuck together. Aren't we never going to get caught in the rain again? Yi Qingling tilted her head up, gazing at Lu Hang with clear eyes. Explained with a serious expression. Lu Hang blankly replied. The head turned to the other side, but holding onto his arm, but unconsciously increased the strength, HMPH, with a sound, a soft, delicate hum. Yi Qingling felt it clearly, his strong and powerful embrace. He was like a gentle little kitten, gently in his warm embrace, bumped into it. That sense of comfort and security let him lose control of his emotions, let out a satisfied sigh. However, despite holding each other so tightly, but that umbrella, yet it seemed to have lost the ability to withstand the wind and rain. Water droplets fall one by one. Translation error. After all, this little umbrella for two people. It indeed feels too cramped. It is impossible to completely conceal their bodies. Holding it, accompanied by this somewhat low voice, but spoke with an undeniable tone. Lu Hang tightly held the umbrella in his hand. It was handed to Yi Qingling once again. Immediately after, he did not hesitate from Yi Qingling, in those delicate, tender hands, took those two sheets. It seems somewhat outdated, but the sturdy horse gait remains. What happened? Facing Lu Hang's sudden actions, Yi Qingling was filled with, in eyes as clear as water, flickering with an incomprehensible light. However, despite having many doubts in my heart, he obediently took the umbrella. At that moment, Lu Hang suddenly turned around, broad and sturdy back, facing Yi Qingling. He only saw, slowly crouched down, slightly bent legs, as if a sturdy bridge. Amab, I'll carry you. The voice of Lu Hang, calm and powerful, like in springtime. Gentle breeze, gently brushed by Yi Qingling's heartstrings. Upon hearing these words, Yi Qingling couldn't help but widen her eyes. A look of disbelief crossed his face. Really big, he exclaimed in surprise and joy. In the sound, mixed with uncontrollable excitement and anticipation. At this moment, his eyes, wide as two brilliant stars, shining with a bright light. Hurry up! Lu Hang seemed to sense it. Yi Qingling's inner excitement. The tone slightly intensified, revealing a hint of urgency. Up, he kindling after receiving the affirmative response. A burst of cheerful laughter rang out, as clear and pleasant as a bell. He did not hesitate at all. Leap forward, like a light butterfly, pounced on Lu Hang. A broad and warm back. It's cheap and doesn't take up space. Then am I not too foolish? Suddenly a feeling of weightlessness struck. He kindling, stepped directly to his back, but his hand, still steadily holding the umbrella, blocking above the two people. Lu Hang's two hands, holding the horse brake, dragging his butt, quickly stood up. Ah, the scent of the street. He buried his face in his broad back, took a deep breath. This taste made him addicted. Hold on tight. Left. Lu Hang reminded loudly. The voice reveals a kind of the power that brings comfort. Then he stepped forward. Every step, all seemed so resolute and powerful. It felt as though there was something beneath my feet. Endless power, supporting him forward. Yi Qingling held on tightly, stuck on Lu Hang's broad back. With his steps he floated gently. That feeling, it's like sitting in a boat, on a smoothly sailing ship. No matter the storms outside, how big is it? All can feel it. Inner peace and safety. He squinted slightly, enjoying it, this rare comfort. Yi Qingling lay on Lu Hang's back, can clearly feel the warm breath emanating from his body, this warm current, through the thin fabric of the clothing, passed on to him. He couldn't help but be captivated, his gaze always falling on Lu Hang's face. Excitement sparkled in his eyes. It seems that in this world only the two of them existed. Besides excitement, in Yi Qingling's eyes, it still revealed a deep sense of dependence and a feeling of complete happiness. Yi Qingling hopes for this moment can last forever. She didn't want to share with anyone this beauty. She wants to completely finish the aviation mission, stay by my side, become the only one in her life. I love you so much, Yi Qingling whispered softly. The voice is like a gentle breeze, as gentle as a breeze through the leaves. Despite her words, drowned by the sound of rain on the green plate, but from her loving gaze, it can be seen that, at this moment, her heart, it completely belongs to Lu Hang alone. When the two arrived at the school gate, the car that Lu Hang called, it also just happened to arrive here. Although at this moment at the school gate, many cars have stopped. Translation error. It still depends on the car model. With a glance at the license plate, recognized it. He grabbed Yi Qingling's arm, increased the effort, ran over quickly, opened the car door. Translation error. He threw her in, quickly dived back into the car, closed the door, hold on to the phone's last digits. In one breath, the master's inquiry stopped at the lips. At last, transformed into a deep compliment. The young man has a bright future. Then they started the car, begin to move forward. Lu Hang suddenly felt, it's a bit cold. It might be because getting used to the cold air outside. Instead, in the warm environment of the car, I feel a bit cold. I'm a little cold. Yi Qingling tugged at Lu Hang's clothes. The voice trembles a bit. Lu Hang looked back. Only Yi Qingling appeared. Crossed arms. My whole body is trembling slightly, wet all over. It is obviously very cold. Come here. Lu Hang quickly held her in his arms. Let your body temperature can be transmitted to the past. He said to the driver who was driving, Master, could you turn on the heating? It's a bit cold. Uh, all right, all right, all right. I'm starting now. The master is also through the rearview mirror. Sight. The two people trembled slightly. Turn on the car's heater immediately. It started up. Sigh. It's strange to say. A few days ago, everything was fine. It suddenly started raining heavily today. Sigh. The world is unpredictable. Lu Hang helplessly replied. Suddenly lowered his head. He looked at He Kingling in his arms. Asked angrily, "Are you feeling better? Is it still cold?" He Kingling slowly nodded. Actually, she no longer has it. It was so cold just now. But she didn't want to leave Lu Hang's embrace. Sigh. Lu Hang sighed with worry. Increased the strength with which he held her, bringing the two people close together. Heat can conduct more effectively. Don't catch a cold tomorrow. She pinched it. Pinch her delicate little nose. Gently reminded, "What should I do if I catch a cold?" He Kingling looked at her expectantly and asked, "Caught a cold. What else can be done?" "Let's have a cold dish," Lu Hang said with a speechless expression. "I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that." He Kingling pouted again, looking all sulky. Clearly speaking, "I am very angry, so you must not catch a cold. Otherwise tomorrow. I have to stay by your side all day." Lu Hang gently rubbed her head, said indulgently, "Hey, I knew it. You won't just ignore me." She is like a gentle little kitten, in a spoiled way, nestled in her warm embrace, slinking around. Immediately after that, she lifted her head. With piercing gaze, Lu Hang was stunned. Her appearance at this moment deeply touched the heartstrings. Uncontrollably turned my head away. In the dark corner. Responded softly yet firmly, "Then don't leave me," although the voice is not loud, but was incredibly serious. After saying this, Lu Hang seemed to be afraid. "Will lose what is in front of me." Precious people are usually, subconsciously, embraced Ye Kingling tightly once more. Her arm. Translation error. It seems they want to integrate her into my body, never to be separated again. This intense possessiveness, let Ye Kingling feel, received unprecedented happiness and fulfillment. "What are you saying?" Ye Kingling blinked. Those pair of lively big eyes. A sweet smile radiated from her face. Curiously asked, "I didn't say anything." Lu Hang's expression suddenly turned a bit flushed. Tone of voice. It also became stammering. In the gaze still reveals a hint, a barely perceptible look of guilt. Looking at Lu Hang, that slightly tense expression, He Kingling felt. It feels as if one is immersed in a dreamlike world, this heart's field, a lasting aftertaste. Crack. I'm back, with the sound of the entire key turning to unlock the big door. Ye Kingling happily rushed through the front door. Cheer loudly. Hurry up and take a shower and change your clothes. Lu Hang closed the door. At the back, Mayhow urged impatiently, feeling really disappointed. Ye Kingling was excited, took off the shoes. While speaking, "Disappointing is just disappointing. You caught a cold tomorrow. I'm more disappointed." Lu Hang completely showed her no respect, continued to urge, "Oh no, I'm going right now. Why rush?" He Kingling whispered impatiently, "Do said a sentence." Afterwards, just in the room, I found the clothes. Going to take a shower. Lu Hang quickly returned to the room. "Give the wet military training uniform off your body." Changed it down. Put on a clean set of clothes. This damp clothing, if it is always worn on the body, that feeling, tomorrow she will catch a cold too. Originally at home, there's a little trouble. Now I need to take care of it. What if she falls too? Then we'll really have to rely on the northwestern wind. This is the notification sound from her phone. It suddenly rang out. It's the dormitory group. Ida, Jawand, brothers. You all have gone home. Why is the dormitory only? I am alone. Liu Heitao, I and Zhang Jiyuan's family. All are in High City. So I went back. As for Hang Ji, he said he doesn't live with a smile. Zhang Jiyuan, it's okay, King Zhao. A person's dormitory, colorful and vibrant. Lu Han, Zhao Wang, you can vent your frustrations now. Zhao Wan, I am a virtuous gentleman. How could one do such a shameless thing? Liu Heitao, don't mess things up for the whole dorm. It's all weird flavors. Zhao Wan, don't worry. Zhang Jiyuan, Liu Heitao, Lu Han, there's nothing going on. Liu Heitao, you, I won't do that. Give me the strength to build muscle. In this regard, Zhen Ren Jun Sai, Lu Hang, building muscle. Oh, understood. But I finished showering. Translation error. Just at that moment, He Kingling was dripping wet with her hair. Walked in. Oh dear, can you dry your hair? Lu Hang quickly rushed out from the wardrobe nearby, took out a hair dryer, gave it to him. I was just about to blow it, he said. Then he turned on the hair dryer. The wind blew through the hair. On the living room table, there was a hair dryer. You just had to run into my room. Blow drying your hair right? Lu Hang questioned impatiently. Because it's over. Then I can lie on your bed. Yi Kingling smiled happily. Answered with excitement. Sigh, I give up on you. I'm going to take a shower. Don't mess with my things. Lu Hang let out a helpless sigh. Gave a warning. Then I went to take a shower. Although he knew this warning. Completely useless. But it seems like it has already become his habit. Can't help it. Waiting for Lu Hang's figure. After completely disappearing. Translation error. Gently drying her hair. His pair of eyes. He gracefully stood up, like a graceful butterfly dancing in the air. Immediately following this, swift as lightning, with a leap she jumped, like a shooting star, like a streak across the sky, rushed towards the big bed. Moment, he was completely immersed, like a cannonball, smashed into that area, in the incredibly soft comfort of the blankets. Ah, so comfortable, so comfortable. It's all the flavor of Hang Hang. He Kingling, cheering excitedly, in the sound, filled with endless satisfaction and joy. Hiss. He couldn't help himself, burying my head deep in the warm quilt, greedy big mouth, breathing in that familiar scent, and the enchanting scent, as if to capture this beauty, forever engraved in the heart. At this moment he, like a beast immersed in the ocean of desire, enjoying to the fullest the indulgence and madness of this moment. No way. He waited for this moment. It's been too long. 7 days' time. Do you know what I've been through these 7 days? How did it go? The original Yi Kingling is already dead. Did you choose it? I don't. It is now a extreme scarcity. Lu Hang's energy. 1. He with stronger desires. No way, no way. Not enough. Absolutely not enough. He turned his head, poking out from the bed, breathing heavily. But for him this, not enough at all. Hang had. I want Hang Ang. At this moment his eyes, it seems that a hint of dark red has already appeared. Immediately lifted the blanket, jumped out of bed, ran to the bathroom door. Ban, 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 ban. Hong Hong quickly opened the door. I am myself. He was anxious. Knocked on the bathroom door. Urging Road. Which door should I open? I'm not done with my shower yet. You go over there. Lu Hang looked through the frosted glass door. Can be faintly seen. Be kindling at this moment. A figure stands outside the door anxiously. Actually, he is all ready. I basically finished showering. I still haven't finished getting dressed. But a warning voice sounded in his heart. Tell him, never open the door. Otherwise, some things will happen. Unexpected horror events. Oh dear. Hurry up then. I will wait for you at the door. Yi Qingling urged anxiously. Then Lu Hang vaguely saw. He really does. Squatted down at the door. Clearly not achieving the goal. Unyielding determination. Hurry up and go outside. I finished taking a shower. I will go find you. What are you waiting for here? Then hurry up and come out. I will wait for you. Then I won't go out. Then. The frosted glass door of the bathroom. Hit by madness. Yi Qingling also came. The voice of extreme longing. Hang, hurry up and come out. Hurry up. I can't take it anymore. It feels like ants are crawling all over my body. I beg you. Hurry up and come out. Sigh. What are you going crazy about again? Lu Hang sighed helplessly. Put on your clothes. Then he opened the door. But before he could react, Yi Qingling, like a gust of wind, pounced onto him. She pushed him against the wall. You? What do you want to do? Lu Hang is a bit scared. Suddenly, I feel a bit in danger. Good. Let me take a look. Yi Qingling first gently. He wiped it across his cheek. Suddenly a cry echoed. He lifted his clothes. His hand, like an endlessly demanding machine, roaming all over his body, restless, leaving behind traces. The poison is his mark. Hello. What's wrong with you? What are you going crazy about? Lu Hang quickly pulled his hand away, frowned and questioned. However, Yi Qingling seemed to take this statement. Completely unresponsive, just charging straight ahead. I want to rush over to him, request him. Suddenly, Lu Hang seemed to have discovered something. Yi Qingling is acting a bit strange. There's a bit of redness on the body. It feels like my whole body. It exudes a thin layer of mist. It might also be because he just took a shower. The fog that has not yet dissipated. He quickly reached out to touch his forehead. You won't know until you touch it. A sudden touch startled me. His head has started to feel slightly warm. Just make sure you don't catch a cold. You have come down with a fever now. Lu Hang frowned helplessly. She looked at Yi Qingling and said, Zen. Odd. Yi Qingling opened her arms, tightly wrapped around his waist. The whole person pressed against his chest, coquettishly rubbing against. Lu Hang let out a helpless sigh. Then she picked him up in a waist hold. Let's go. Go to bed and sleep for a while. Will you sleep with me? Yi Qingling opened her eyes in a daze. He looked towards Lu Hang and asked. The tone is filled with a hint of coquetry. Be good. I'll just sleep with you. Lu Hang lowered his head to look at him, responded helplessly. Aha. I promise to behave. Yi Qingling obediently nodded, just like a cute little bunny, for Lu Hang to say. I really want to trample on him hard. Such a well-behaved appearance. It's quite rare. After walking back to the room, translation error, he was placed on the bed, tucked in the blanket, took out a mercury thermometer from the side, comforted him gently. Good. Let's measure your temperature first, okay? No. Kingling puffed her cheeks, shook his head vigorously. Be obedient. You have a cold now. I need to know your specific situation. Lu Hang's tone become a bit more firm. This is not it. Let him be mischievous. Kingling tucked half of her face into the blanket, nodded slightly, not aloud. I can only kiss your cheek. Lu Hang didn't hesitate to refuse. A kiss, indeed. Indeed, that was a bit foolish. No, no. I want to kiss. Do you want to kiss? He saw that Lu Hang did not agree. Started tossing and turning in bed, throwing a tantrum. No way, no way. I can only kiss your face. Is it okay to kiss? Lu Hang still shook his head in refusal. But seeing him like this, he won't achieve his goal. The relentless state of affairs. He reluctantly switched to another method. Translation error. Just kiss on the face. Kingling saw. Playing tricks won't help. He could only purse his lips and reluctantly agree. Got it. It seems like he is the one at a disadvantage. All right. Lie down properly. Accompanied by this gentle sound, but there was a hint of command in the words. Lu Hang slowly leaned down, leaning closer to his charming and captivating face. It seems like they want to kiss. However, at that moment, time seemed to stand still. Everything became unusually tense. To speak frankly, that time passed quickly. Kingling moved with lightning speed, suddenly turned his head, at the same time extend both hands, hold onto Lu Hang's head tightly, and press down hard. In an instant, the lips of the two, they stuck together tightly like magnets, not a single gap, as if in this moment the entire world has stopped spinning. Only their passionate breaths and heartbeat sounds remained. Not only that, Kingling seemed to be unsatisfied with close lips and teeth together. She began to boldly explore the mouth of the land aviation, that mysterious and unknown realm. She gently touched Lu Hang's teeth, trying to pry open his tightly shut jaws, entering into a deeper level of intimate contact. Pung! Lu Hang stood frozen on the spot. He looked at her in shock. After the reaction returned, two hands tried to push Kingling away. But I don't know if it's a cold. But why? Her strength is incredibly immense now. Just a flip. He pinned Lu Hang down on the bed, make her unable to move. Lu Hang also did not dare to push with all his strength. After all, she still has a fever. Afraid of hurting her, but through her relentless efforts, gradually broke free from the constraints, just as she was about to ask. But it was abruptly interrupted by a sudden voice. Walk, walk. I like you. I really like you so much. Her beautiful eyes, gazing intently at her. The gaze was filled with affection and deep emotion. It feels as if gentle droplets are about to fall at any moment. What? Lu Hang was taken aback by her sudden confession. Startled, they froze in place. With wide open eyes like this, staring at her in disbelief, Kingling seemed to have not heard Lu Hang's exclamation, burying his head deep in her bosom, speaking with deep emotion. Do you know, I have liked you since I was little. I have always liked you. I like you the most. She seemed to realize something, shook his head vigorously, with unwavering determination, and said in a solemn tone, No, not just a simple liking. Still love. I love. Sin. Love you more than anything. She clutched her clothes wistfully. Different release. It feels like once I let her go, just like it will leave. She is unwilling to leave, more afraid of her departure. In her world, she is the most important one, the only one. Like me, Lu Hang's heart trembled. quickly lifted her from his chest, asked anxiously, "It's my favorite. I like it the most." Yi Kingling's gaze was dreamy. However, the tone was exceptionally firm and serious. Next, she seemed to have thought of something again. The voice carried a hint of grievance. "Start to complain. Walk, walk. You clearly like me too. But, but why haven't you confessed to me yet? Do you know? I've been waiting in agony. So tormenting. I like you so much. Don't make me wait, okay?" Finished speaking. A drop of golden and silver tears. Translation error. Along the cheek, flowing all the way to the chin. Lu Hang felt a jolt in his heart. "Gently wipe away that tear for her. Hold her tightly in my arms." The voice is firm, and said with deep affection, "I won't make you wait any longer. I like you too. I like it the most. I really do." Her eyes began to redden slightly. Tears swirl inside. She never thought. Self-doubt. Translation error. Really. He Kingling quickly raised her head. The body that was originally lying on her chest suddenly sprang up. Her eyes sparkled with brilliant light, staring straight at her. In the gaze, filled with uncontrollable joy and excitement. "Sure," Lu Hang replied succinctly and forcefully. But the firmness and seriousness in the voice but cannot be ignored. "From now on, you are my boyfriend now. A true boyfriend, the real deal." Yi Kingling cheered with joy, eagerly opening my arms, holding her tightly, buried his little head deep in her warm neck, excited to the point of being incoherent, saying with a strong sense of camaraderie, "You mustn't go back on your word. A, a real boyfriend. The little sprite is like a cheerful little fairy, rubbing back and forth on her broad chest. It seems we have to go through this way. Transmit your heart full of joy to her, or laughter, as clear and pleasant as silver bells, echoing in the air. Let the surrounding air, all are filled with a sweet aroma. Indeed, I don't know. I thought you weren't sick. So happy like this." Lu Hang slowly extended his hands, gently wrap around her slender waist, looking at the lively and adorable girl in front of me. Can't help but whisper a remark. Her gaze remained fixed on her. The eyes revealed endless love and tenderness. "Eh, I am really so happy. You are finally mine." "Aye, aye." Yi Kingling cheered with a face full of happiness. The voice was filled with joy and excitement. Immediately following that, a series of sweet, tender kisses sounded. "Bo, bo, 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 bo." She was like a cheerful little kitten, embraced the man in front of me tightly once again, then, without hesitation, pressed his passionate kiss against her lips, as if wanting to do it this way, to express the depths of the heart, endless love for her. Ah, enough, enough. Lu Hang was taken aback by this sudden enthusiasm, feeling a bit at a loss. He quickly reached out, trying to push Yi Kingling away from himself. But unfortunately, the other person held on too tightly, making it difficult for him to break free for a moment. After much effort, I finally got her off me. Lu Hang couldn't help but touch his slightly swollen lips, silently lamenting in my heart. However, even though I have already turned to lie on my side, Yi Kingling still wouldn't let go, still tightly holding onto Lu Hang's waist, gently resting my head in his warm embrace, enjoying it, this warm moment that belongs only to the two of them. "Aren't you afraid of being infected by me?" Yi Kingling asked sweetly with a smile. "So yeah, get well soon. Then it will be your turn to take care of me." Speaking, Lu Hang slowly picked up a thermometer from beside him, with tenderness and affection in their eyes. She asked softly, "My beloved girlfriend, is it time to obediently take your temperature now?" Gently. "Can you do it a little softer? Just a little lighter, and I'll measure." He Kingling pouted. "Not enough, not enough." Again lighter. "A little lighter." He Kingling trembled with excitement. Next time craving the path. "No." Lu Hang stabilized once again. "Lighter." Again. "E Kingling, don't think she's my girlfriend. Then you can do whatever you want. Hurry up and take your temperature, sweetheart." Lu Hang immediately adjusted her posture. He said in a serious tone, He Kingling lowered her head and replied softly. The tone seemed a bit lost and reluctant. "After all, I was really very happy. All right. Equal body temperature. Wouldn't it be better if it were lighter?" Lu Hang covered her with a blanket. He said helplessly, "Because I have always been tightly held by her." So the two of them are huddled under the blanket together. "Can you really be gentle again?" He Kingling blinked her big, watery eyes. "It seems a bit unbelievable." But it shouldn't be too harsh either. My lips are a bit swollen." Lu Hang replied with an But I still couldn't help but remind. Hurry up and take the temperature. Hurry up, hurry up." Yi Kingling quickly rolled up her sleeves, urging the landing team. "Your change of face is really quick." Lu Hang helplessly complained. I fixed the thermometer for her. Gave a reminder. "Goodbye, take care. Don't let her slip out." He Kingling obediently nodded, a face full of happiness. "Okay, then let me go for a moment. Two people are hugging each other. The temperature will be inaccurate soon." Saying this, Lu Hang stood up. "I have to leave for a while." But once again, E Kingling quickly rushed over and hugged him. Acted cute. "No, no. I want a hug." "Do you want a hug? Good. Wait until the body temperature is equal before hugging. Just 5 minutes." Lu Hang gently patted her head and comforted her. Next on the phone, so a 5-minute timer was set. Placed it on the bedside table, so that He Kingling can see it at a glance. Sigh. "No, please. I want a hug." Yi Kingling looked at Lu Hang with reluctance. Eyes filled with dependence. "I'll go get you some medicine first. Lie down here obediently for now. 5 minutes are up. Just call me. I'll come right over. How is it?" Lu Hang released Yi Kingling from his embrace. I covered her with a blanket. Spoke gently to offer comfort. "Oh, all right." Yi Kingling was silent for a while. Agreed. Only the voice sounds a bit lost and reluctant. Since we're together now, she didn't want to hide herself anymore. I just want to possess her completely, whether it's the heart or the body. Translation error. Good boy. Lu Hang affectionately patted Yi Kingling's head, then walked out of the room. I went to the living room to look for her, but I couldn't help but think in my heart, maybe it's because we're newly together. Possessiveness is a bit strong, a bit clingy. It should all be quite normal, right? That's strange. Have you gotten any medicine at home? Lu Hang searched back and forth for a while. There was no sign of cold medicine at all. I remember I had prepared some cold medicine before. I forgot. Lu Hang scratched his head, murmured doubtfully to oneself. At this moment, suddenly Yi Kingling's urgent shout echoed in the room. Xing, Sin, 5 minutes are up. 5 minutes are up. Come quickly, come quickly. Good. Coming. Lu Hang responded. He then got up and walked towards the room, talking to oneself while walking. If you can't find it, then forget it. Let's go buy some later. When she walked into the room, Yi Kingling has already handed the thermometer to her. He looked at her with an expression asking for praise. Oh, so obedient, so obedient. He. Lu Hang also generously patted her head. Praise is here. The latter revealed a sweet smile. Let me take a look. Lu Hang pointed the thermometer at the area illuminated by the light. Upon closer inspection, I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. Low fever. It's okay, it's okay. She let out a sigh of relief. Since it's a low fever, then there's no need to go to the hospital. Take some cold medicine. Just estimate it. It's not that she doesn't want to take Yi Qingling to the hospital. Just, if I were to take her there. Translation error. Then she inevitably had another meal, throwing a tantrum and being unreasonable. Stay home obediently. I'm going out. I'll buy you some medicine. Lu Hang gently stroked Yi Qingling's head. Spoke gently. I don't want it. Don't go, don't go. Yi Qingling quickly hugged her arm, afraid she would leave. The whole person directly pressed down. I won't leave. We just don't have any medicine at home anymore. I'm going out. I'll buy you some cold medicine. 5 minutes. I promise I'll be back in 5 minutes. Lu Hang extended 5 fingers, waved in front of Yi Qingling. Ensure the path. No, you clearly said that I was sick. Will stay by my side all day long. Yi Qingling quickly shook her head with all his might. Lu Hang pulled himself closer. He burrowed right into her arms, embraced her. But you are sick. You can't go without taking medication all the time. Lu Hang's tone became a bit anxious. If she goes by her temperament, then she shouldn't expect to recover from this cold. Then I'll go with you. Yi Qingling quickly raised her head to look at Lu Hang. The tone is unapologetically tough. Cannot do it. You were already sick. It's still pouring outside. Lu Hang decisively refused. What if it rains again? The condition has worsened. She feels better now. Then I don't care. Anyway, you are not allowed to leave me. You are my boyfriend. But Yi Qingling pressed tightly against her chest. The tone is filled with possessiveness. Forget it. I'll just have the delivery service bring it. Please bring some more dishes over. Lu Hang looked at Yi Qingling. This stubborn look, sighed helplessly, took out the phone and started to operate it. She originally intended to go to the pharmacy to buy something. This way you can still consult the doctors there. You can buy the necessary medicine more precisely. If you place an order using your mobile phone, it won't be that convenient anymore. Consulting is also troublesome, but there's no way. Who made Yi Qingling so clingy to her? Sigh, sigh. I am here for you. It would be nice to have you by my side all the time. Yi Qingling smiled happily. Rest your head on her chest. Close my eyes comfortably. Suddenly she remembered something. Excitedly she looked at Lu Hang and said, Sen, you just promised me in person. As long as we take the temperature, then you can get kinking. Do you want it now? She pouted adorably. That delicate little mouth. The eyes blinked playfully. Signaled eagerly to Lu Hang. No. Lu Hang saw this. Quickly press your lips together. Gently pecked. Then immediately shifted attention. Turned back to the phone screen in hand. Yi Qingling saw her perfunctory attitude. Suddenly her cheeks puffed up in anger. Looks just like a adorable little Baozi. There were occasional sounds of her grinding her teeth, as if expressing a strong inner dissatisfaction. Sing, look at me. No looking at your phone. Speak. She did not hesitate at all. I reached out and snatched the phone from Lu Hang's hand, and forcefully lifted her chin, forcing her to confront her own eyes. But the problem is, that needs to. Sure. Lu Hang was about to explain something. However, before the words fell silent, Yi Qingling could no longer wait to open her cherry-like little mouth, like a fierce little wild beast, bitten her lip fiercely. Wu. Immediately after, she was even more merciless. Lu Hang was knocked down to the ground, like a vicious tiger pouncing on a rock, kissing non-stop, sucking on. The body began to move involuntarily. Aum. At this moment, Yi Qingling, completely immersed in his own world, enjoying it to the fullest. This sweet and passionate moment, it seems they want to do it this way, to punish Lu Hang for his previous carelessness. Accompanied by this faint yet muffled sound, her originally tightly sealed lips, finally it slowly opened. It felt as if after a long struggle and perseverance, she is willing to let go. At the moment she released her lips, only a glimmering, translucent silver thread could be seen, flowing down from the corner of her mouth, like a slender silver thread, hanging in the air. That strand of silver glimmered with a faint light. It seems to be telling a certain unknown matter, so comfortable. She lazily lay on her chest once again, let out a comfortable sigh. Is it ready? Are you satisfied now? Can you give me back the phone now? Lu Hang pinched the lips that half started to swell slightly. He said helplessly, "Here you go." Yi Qingling slowly picked up the phone that had been left aside. It was handed back to her. "I feel comfortable myself. It seems like I don't even want to open my eyes. It's all about the taste of the trade. Everywhere is filled. So refreshing. Really, too lazy to talk to you." Lu Hang is complaining, but still carefully just now. Fierce battle. The blanket that was kicked to the side afterward. It was covered back over her, as Yi Qingling lay completely on top of her. So when she covers herself with the blanket, but it took an immense effort, finally managed to cover it. Then he was kicked away by Yi Qingling. Yi Qingling, try kicking the blanket again and see what happens. You'll be sleeping alone tonight. Lu Hang frowned and threatened her. I'm not afraid of you being hot. I'm not afraid of the heat. Yi Qingling tilted her head, grumbled unhappily under their breath. Do you still know that I'm hot? Then hurry up. Get off me. Lu Hang looked at her speechlessly and said, but he didn't reach out to push her down. No, I don't want to go down there. Do you want a hug? Yi Qingling's tone was urgent and resolute. At the same time, with both arms tightly wrapped around Lu Hang's neck, held tighter. Listen, hurry and lie down. Cover yourself with the blanket. You were already catching a cold. How dare you kick the blanket around? Lu Hang sighed helplessly. While saying this, pulling the fallen blanket back over, gently covering the two of them. But Hang, aren't you the one who hates the heat the most? Doesn't that feel stuffy and uncomfortable? Yi Qingling put her small face deeply buried in Lu Hang's broad and warm chest. Only a pair of lively big eyes were exposed. He blinked and looked at her, talking with a heavy nasal tone. It sounds a bit dull. It's okay. Sweat a little more. Good for the body. The voice of Lu Hang, still calm and peaceful. It seems to carry a reassuring strength. Finished speaking, she freed up her other hand, quietly slipping into the quilt, gently embraced Yi Qingling's slender and delicate waist. I really love you so much. Yi Qingling keenly noticed her actions. My heart was instantly filled with a deep sense of happiness. Even the sound of speaking. They all unconsciously became sweet and sticky. I love you too. Just lie on me and sleep for a while. Dinner will be ready soon. I will wake you up again. Lu Hang's face was full, gently spoiled, patting Yi Qingling's back. It's like coaxing someone, gentle and patient like a child. Aha! E. Kingling's head began to feel heavy with drowsiness. A faint hum escaped. Breathing gradually calms. Slowly closed my eyes and fell asleep. Lu Hang continued to gently pat her back until discovery. She has fallen deeply asleep. Falling asleep. Just stop the action in hand. She let out a deep sigh. Finally, I can take a break. She slowly. He moved her away from himself, little by little, afraid of waking her up. Just about to. When he moved her off him, she suddenly reached out and grabbed her arm. The voice was filled with fear. "Ahad, please don't go. Don't worry. I won't walk." She gently reached out to smooth her furrowed brow, gently kissed her forehead. Finally, she exerted all her strength. E. Kingling was successfully moved from her position onto the bed. Just as she was about to get out of bed, just moved a bit, E. Kingling tightly embraced her once again. Delicious, delicious. It's all the taste of Hang Hang. She bit down on her arm, started licking on top, occasionally lets out exclamations. "Yiron, you devil! Why are you so clingy?" Lu Hang let out a sigh of disdain. Next, in a manner akin to covering one's ears while stealing a bell, quickly withdrew his arm, put the pillow aside, into her arms. After doing all of this, on her forehead, the fine beads of sweat have already begun to seep out. It's good that the pillow just now. It is what she uses to lean against. It's all her scent. So Yi Kingling did not notice anything unusual. "Hey, and my boyfriend. Hey, it's just her saliva. It has slowly seeped into the pillow, sometimes letting out silly laughter." Lu Hang let out a deep breath. He reached up to wipe the fine sweat from his forehead. Then she picked up her phone. "I sent a message to the delivery guy. Let him wait until he arrives. Do not ring the doorbell. Just send him a message directly." E. Kingling finally fell asleep after struggling with a cold. She still hopes that he can rest a little longer. Before long, the delivery person has arrived at the door. Lu Hang walked over and opened the door. "I just got the thing." Thanked the delivery guy. He took the things and went back to the room. He bought some lean meat. "Chicken. There are still some foods like tomatoes. Beyond here, there are still some cold medicines. Let's have something light for dinner tonight." Then he picked up the ingredients, entered the kitchen and started cooking. Lu Hang glanced at the time. It's already 7 o'clock in the evening. Because of the rain, the outside is all gray and misty. The rain poured down like a waterfall. From time to time, lightning flashed across the sky. Just as he was fully focused, boiling that pot of steaming hot food, fragrant porridge wafting through the air, as they carefully prepared a sumptuous meal, suddenly, out of the blue, boom, a deafening explosion suddenly erupted, as if the heavens and earth were about to be torn apart. That thunderous roar, like a fierce roaring dragon, with a thunderous force it resounded through the skies. Meanwhile, a dazzling brilliance, dazzling and mysterious lightning, like a razor-sharp sword. In an instant the heavy dark clouds parted, sailing straight across the vast, boundless sky. In an instant the sky, originally heavy with clouds, once again dense and heavy dark clouds quickly enveloped. The entire world fell into a strange state, in the dark shadows of the gloomy night, as if the apocalypse has arrived. Immediately after, a torrential downpour fell like buckets of water. Raindrops fell densely like a curtain of pearls onto the ground. The rain intensified, like the breaking of the heavenly river, rushing down in a surging torrent. This sudden downpour, Let the originally peaceful and harmonious atmosphere, in an instant everything vanished. Instead, it was replaced by the howling wind roared, the terrifying sight of lightning and thunder. Such a huge noise and shocking scene. It truly scared him quite a bit. The heart tightened suddenly. A chill shot straight to the forehead. It feels just like the sound of thunder, not just from the outside, but directly pierced through the body, deeply imprinted in the depths of the soul. It sends chills down one's spine. Suddenly, he faintly heard shouting coming from the room. Ah, ah, ah. The voice sounded urgent and trembling. His heart tightened. Immediately put down the spatula in hand. Quickly walked towards the room. This enormous thunder also puts Yi Qingling, who is in deep sleep, awakened in an instant. He glanced around. There was no sign of Lu Hang at all. What I have in my arms is actually a pillow. He suddenly felt a bit scared, shouting loudly. When a person is sick, not only is it the time when the body is the weakest, it is also the time when the mind is most vulnerable. Allah Allah, where are you? He went crazy, searching anxiously in the room, in the wardrobe, under the bed, continuously calling out Lu Hang's name. The voice began to tremble. The eyes are already reddened. Just as he was about to go outside to look for the inflatables room, the door was suddenly opened. The person is standing outside the door, the man he constantly thinks about. What happened? Qingling. Lu Hang is worried. She looked at Yi Qingling and asked, Hang, where have you gone? I can't find you anymore. He quickly jumped into his embrace, asked with a tearful voice, Good. It's okay. I just went to cook. We can eat soon. Lu Hang gently patted his back to comfort him. He discovered, on Yi Qingling's body, it seems to be a bit hotter than before. He quickly touched his forehead. It really is getting a little hot again. He asked softly, Qingling, shall we go to the hospital and take a look? No. I just want to stay at home with you. Don't go anywhere. Yi Qingling shook her head vigorously. The tone was full of resistance. He is afraid that as soon as he goes out, Lu Hang just vanished. His illness intensified his feelings of anxiety and insecurity. Let's check the temperature again. Is it good? Lu Hang hurriedly got something from the bedside table, picked up the thermometer, pulling open Yi Qingling's collar, helped him clip it under his armpit. Hang hug. Yi Qingling responded. She hugged him in a spoiled manner. Good. Lu Hang comforted him gently. I'm a bit worried. Allah, I don't want to sleep anymore. I want to follow you. Yi Qingling nuzzled against him. The voice sounds a bit wronged. Sai, quickly put on your clothes. Dinner will be ready soon. Lu Hang held him tightly. He sighed heavily. I found his thin jacket from the wardrobe. Dressed Yi Qingling. I just hope to take my medicine after eating. Things should get better, right? Lu Hang thought to himself. Al, like, Yi Qingling's delicate and sweet voice rang out, like a spring breeze brushing past the ear. He tightly wrapped his arm around him with a face full of happiness, as if afraid to let go. This warmth and support will vanish without a trace. The two relied on each other like this. They stepped into the kitchen, filled with a warm atmosphere. As soon as I entered the door, a rich and enticing aroma, like an invisible hand, it suddenly pierced into Yi Qingling's nose. That unique flavor. Let him be immersed in it unconsciously. Unable to restrain myself, I asked, Allah, what are you cooking? It smells so good. Generally speaking, sick people often lack appetite. At this moment, Yi Qingling, but completely opposite, just merely Smelling this enchanting fragrance, he felt his taste buds completely awakened. Cicada, also starting to stir restlessly. Even saliva was about to flow uncontrollably. Hearing Yi Qingling's question, Lu Hang revealed a proud smile on his face, humming a cheerful tune softly. HMPH. Din 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 din. This is chef's work. The secret chicken soup I carefully crafted. Speak. He gracefully lifted the item placed aside. The lid of the clay pot is bubbling and steaming. In an instant, a richer and more robust aroma, like a surging tide, it swept in, instantly filled every corner of the kitchen. Well, it looks really delicious. So over here, what is this? He pointed excitedly at another clay pot on the other side, curiously asked, This is the lean meat porridge I made for you. You are sick. You can't eat too greasy. Let's eat a bit lighter tonight." Lu Hang opened the lid of another clay pot, explained to Yi Qingling, it smells so good. I want to eat everything." Yi Qingling was drooling with desire. She only felt even the delicacies I used to enjoy. None can compare to the delicious chicken soup and lean meat porridge in front of me. This could be. It must be the filter of love, the food prepared with care and effort by a beloved person. There will always be a special filter. It might also be because the military training has ended. I've been tired for so long. I'm really hungry. Just wait a little longer, and we can eat. Don't rush." Lu Hang looked at Yi Qingling, who looked like a little greedy cat at that moment. I feel very happy inside. He was also worried that Yi Qingling might get sick. I don't feel like eating. It seems now. His guess was overthinking. All right. Can I taste it first? Deadly slut. Yi Qingling looked like a well-behaved little kitten. Tightly pat.